Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'll show you how to dual boot macOS Tahoe and Windows on a single PC or laptop. We'll add macOS Tahoe alongside Windows without removing or overwriting your Windows installation. So I have divided this video into 6 easy steps, so please follow each step carefully. So before we begin, it's a good idea to back up an important data just in case. So now let's get started. In the first part, we will install the latest version of Python, as it is required to run a couple of scripts. Then, we will use the OpenCore Simplify tool to generate a customized EFI folder for your hardware. So, open any browser and go to this URL. You will find all the required links in the video description below. Now, download the OpenCore Simplify zip file and save it to your downloads folder. Once downloaded, extract the contents of this folder. Now, run the OpenCore Simplify.bat file. You will now see a warning stating that Python is not installed on your PC. Just type Y and press Enter to begin installing Python. Alternatively, you can also go to Microsoft Store and install the latest version of Python. Once the installation is complete, you will see this menu. Now, press 1 to scan your hardware. So this tool will scan your system's hardware, including the CPU, GPU, and other components. Now type E and press Enter. So this will take a while, and then it will display which version of macOS your hardware can support. For example, on my PC, it shows support for the latest macOS version, which is macOS Tahoe. Press Enter to continue. The tool will now list the number of each macOS release. Enter the number corresponding to the desired version. In my case, I will type 25, which corresponds to macOS Tahoe. Here, select 2 for the ease of installation, then press Enter. Now, OpenCore Simplify will auto-select all the required patches, drivers, and the BIOS settings for your hardware. Finally, type 6 and then press Enter to build your custom EFI. The tool will download all the necessary files and generate an EFI folder for you. Type Agree and press Enter to finish this process. This EFI folder contains the OpenCore bootloader and all the drivers tailored for your PC. Now, copy the EFI folder to your desktop for easy access. With this, our first part is over. In part 2, we need to map the USB ports of your PC using the USBToolBox. So this is important because macOS has a strict limit on the number of USB ports. And if the ports are not working properly, you might encounter issues such as keyboard or mouse not working during installation or in your macOS. Now, open these two URLs and download USBToolBox along with the USBToolBox Kex pack. After downloading, launch the windows.exe file. When it opens, type D and press Enter to start scanning for USB ports. Now, plug in a USB device into each of your USB ports on your computer one at a time. For each port, leave the device plugged in for about 5 seconds, then unplug and move to the next port. This tool will detect each port as you do this. This process helps the software identify all the active USB ports on your system. Once all the ports are scanned, press B to go back. Then press S to view all your detected ports. If any of the ports are marked in red, it indicates a problem. You want all the ports to be in the green. Now press K and hit enter. The tool will generate a USB mapping text file. Once it says the text is saved, find the USB map.ext file in your downloads folder. Once done, extract the USBToolBox zip file. Now, you have to copy both of these text files into the text folder of your EFI. So, first copy the utbmap.txt file from your downloads folder and paste it into the EFI's text folder. Now, open the USBToolBox folder and copy the USBToolBox.txt and paste it back into the text folder of your EFI. Click on Replace. To make macOS load these USB drivers that we have just added, we need to update our OpenCore configuration. To do that, we will use the OC auxiliary tools. So, go to this URL and download OC auxiliary tools. Once downloaded, extract the folder. Here, you will find the OC auxiliary tools exe file. Just double-click to open it. Here, open the config.plist file from your EFI folder. Navigate to the kernel section. Now, click on the plus sign and add both of the entries of utbmap.txt and usbtoolbox.txt. Once done, save the config.plist and close the application. Awesome! This completes our second part of the process. Our OpenCore EFI is now fully configured with a proper USB port. This will help avoid any installation issues and ensure that keyboard, mouse and all the ports work correctly in your macOS. Moving on to the third part, it's time to create our macOS Tahoe installer USB drive. So we will use a flash drive with at least 8 GB of storage. We will format it with Rufus so that it can boot into macOS Tahoe installer. So, visit the official Rufus website and download the application. Now, insert your USB drive. Now select your USB drive. Set the boot selection to non-bootable. Set the partition scheme to GPT and the file system to FAT32. Click Start and wait for it to finish formatting. Now, copy the entire EFI folder from your desktop and paste it into the USB drive. This makes the USB drive bootable with OpenCore. Now, we need to download the macOS Tahoe recovery image. We will use a script from the OpenCore PKG to download a macOS recovery image. Now go to this URL and download the OpenCore PKG from GitHub. Once downloaded, extract the contents. Now, navigate to the macOS recovery folder from the resources folder. Now in the address bar, type cmd and press enter to open command prompt in the same directory. Now, you will need to run a command to download the macOS Tahoe recovery for the version you want. For that, open this link. This page contains ready-to-use commands for downloading different macOS versions. So find the command for macOS Tahoe and copy it. Now paste this command into the command prompt and hit enter. So the script will connect with the Apple servers and download the necessary recovery files. So this will take a while, and then you will see a folder named com.apple.recovery.boot in the same directory. Now, copy the entire folder and paste it into a USB drive right next to the EFI folder. At this point, our USB drive is completely set up. It includes the OpenCore bootloader and the macOS recovery installer files. So with this, our third part is over. Moving on to the fourth part, we will now create a new partition on our SSD for macOS Tahoe. We will shrink our primary disk space and then create a new partition for installing macOS Tahoe. So in Windows, right-click on the Start menu and choose Disk Management. In Disk Management, right-click on your main drive that has Windows, which is usually C drive. Select Shrink Volume. Enter the amount of space you want to allocate for macOS Tahoe. So it is recommended to allocate at least 50 GBs to macOS. In this example, I will shrink it by 100 GBs. Once downloaded, a new unallocated space will appear. Now right-click on the unallocated space and create a new volume. When formatting this new volume, choose XFAT file system because XFAT file system is readable by macOS installer. Now give the volume a name, for example macOS, so that it is easy to identify during the installation. So with this, our fourth part is over and everything is ready for installation. Now moving on to the part 5. We will now restart our PC and boot it from our USB drive. We will disable Secure Boot and finalize the installation of macOS Tahoe. So first, make sure your Secure Boot is disabled in the BIOS. You can go to the BIOS's Advanced Settings and disable Secure Boot. So once you restart, press and hold the key for boot options, which is usually F12 or Escape or the Delete key on your keyboard. Select your USB drive and you will see the OpenCore boot screen on your screen. Select the macOS installer and press enter. You will now see a set of codes running. Just wait for a while until the installer loads. Once the installer loads, open the disk utility. Now, select the macOS partition and click on Erase. Choose AFPS as the format and erase the drive. After erasing, close this utility and now click on Reinstall macOS Tahoe. Agree to the terms and conditions and select the partition you just formatted and begin with the installation. Your system may restart several times. So if at any point you boot into Windows, restart your system and press F12 or Delete to enter into boot mode. Here you have to select macOS installer and continue with the installation steps. You might have to do this every time you boot into Windows until the macOS installation is complete. So with this, our part 5 is over. And then you will see the welcome screen of macOS Tahoe. In part 6, we will proceed with the basic installation steps of macOS Tahoe. So first, select your language, then click on Next. Now select your country or region and click on Next. Under Transfer Your Data, select Setup as New and then click on Continue. Proceed with these basic details and then you will see the Create Your Account page. Type in your full name, username and password and then click on Continue. On the Apple sign-in page, skip the login as we will cover this later. Now accept the terms and conditions and proceed with the installation. Once macOS is installed, you will finally reach your desktop, and our part 5 is complete. Congratulations, macOS Tahoe is now installed on your PC alongside Windows. Now, let's begin with our final part of the process. Now that macOS Tahoe is running, we want to boot it without relying on the USB drive. For that, we need to copy the OpenCore EFI from the USB to our PC's internal drive EFI partition. Then, we can set OpenCore as a default bootloader so that you get a proper dual boot menu every time we restart our PC. To set this up, open any browser and search for OC Auxiliary Tools for your macOS. So go to this GitHub URL and download the DMG file. Once downloaded, double-click on the file to open it. So if you get this warning, go to System Settings, then click on Privacy and Security, and now click on Open Anyway. Now, once the application is open, click on the Edit in the top menu. Now click Mount ESP, then mount the EFI partition of your internal drive. The mounted EFI partition will appear in the Finder as no name. Now, open the USB's EFI folder and copy the boot and OC folders. Now paste them into the EFI partition of your internal drive. Click on Merge when prompted. Your PC's internal drive now has the OpenCore bootloader, so now you can boot your macOS Tahoe without a USB drive. You can go ahead and eject your USB drive and unplug it from your PC. If you restart, your system may straight away boot into Windows because Windows Boot Manager is still set as default bootloader in your EFI firmware. To access the dual boot menu, we need to set OpenCore as the default bootloader. To do that, open the command prompt as your administrator. Now type in the following command and press enter. So this command tells the UEFI firmware to use OpenCore as the default boot manager instead of Windows Boot Manager. You should see the operation is completed successfully. Now restart your PC. This time you will see OpenCore menu first. From here, you can choose to boot into Windows or macOS. And that's it, you have successfully set up a dual boot system with Windows and macOS Tahoe on your PC. So if you face any issues, comment down below and I will get back to you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos like these. I'll see you in the next one.